Hi, I'm Tom Henriksen from the DevOps Online Summit. Welcome to our Community Promoter Spotlight. Today we have with us Helen Beal from the DevOps Institute. Helen, introduce yourself to the people here at the DevOps Online Summit.
Thanks, Tom, and hello, DevOps Online Summit audience. Nice to meet you. I am Helen Beal. I'm a Ways of Working coach and Chief Ambassador at DevOps Institute. I'm also a strategic advisor to a couple of vendors and a DevOps editor at InfoQ, an ambassador at CD Foundation, and I host the day-to-day DevOps webinar series for Bright Talk. And I'd humbly also like to mention that very recently I got the top DevOps Evangelist Award from DevOps Dozen, so very honoured by that also.
Congratulations on that, Helen. It's no doubt why they gave that to you. You are such a busy person. I'm always amazed every time I talk to you. It seems like there's a couple new things that you have. I'm just in awe. So, that's a great reward or award for you, and I think it's well deserved.
I did forget one actually, analyst to Accelerator Strategies Group as well. So yeah, there's quite a few things going on, but I like variety and there's so many great people to work with. So it's wonderful to have so much opportunity.
Yes. Excellent. Well, today, Helen, you want to tell us a little bit about the DevOps Institute. So start just kind of sharing about what it is.
DevOps Institute is a professional membership association for the humans of DevOps. So we seek to advance the humans of DevOps by helping them access resources and learning in the community that can really help people accelerate their DevOps journeys. The point of a DevOps journey is to help an organization become higher performing. So what we're really looking for is helping a step change in the way that we deliver products, platforms, and services using technology to the world. And we are very much a global entity.
Yeah, that's the thing. As you mentioned lastly there, that global entity, you guys are all over. I'm always amazed at the people. I'm an ambassador myself, and I'm amazed at all the people I run into all over the world that are part of this group. It's growing and it's amazing. But you guys do a lot of events. So tell us a little bit about some of the events that you have, and I think you have some new ones in the works as well.
Yeah, so at the end of 2019, DevOps Institute did their first Global Skill Up Day, which was pretty successful. We've always, myself and Jane and other representatives of the Institute have always spoken at a lot of third-party events, including obviously DevOps Online Summit. But early in 2020, quite conveniently, with hindsight, because we didn't really know what was coming next, we did decide to do monthly skill up days, and we kicked off in April with Valley Stream Management, and we ran them every month through to November, and then in December we ran a week-long Global Skill Up Fest. Mm-hmm. So we use a virtual conferencing platform, which has been really nice, because I think a lot of us, we used to go to conferences and just watching a webinar is a slightly different experience. So virtual conference platform is nice because you get the kind of main auditorium and you get all the talks, but you can do lots of breakout and there's networking and community, so you can kind of have that bumping into the corridor, someone you know, or meeting new people feel to it as well. And then we have all the sponsors and the exhibitor booths as well. So it really is that whole conference environment. So yeah, we ran a whole gamut of topics last year, AI and ML ops and the CD ecosystem, enterprise Kubernetes. There was a lot of things we covered.
Yeah, that was good timing. As you mentioned, we have to kind of adapt to the new world, and it's important. So, but let's take a step back here, Helen. Tell us how the DevOps Institute came about.
Really great question. So I'm lucky enough actually to have been involved since the start, which was around 6 years ago, I think. So Jane Grohl, who is the CEO of DevOps Institute, she and Lisa Schwartz, and they did run the ITSM Academy. Those two, based in Florida, with Alan Schimmel, who runs DevOps.com and MediaOps, the three of them decided that there was an opportunity to create a new business, which was the DevOps Institute. So they founded DevOps Institute. My first role was they asked me to be on the board of Regents, which no longer exists, but we were there in the early days to help really with the strategic direction of the Institute. And it was an interesting time to launch, actually, because there was a bit of a kind of split in the industry about whether you could certify in DevOps. And there were some purists that said you can only get experience, you can't certify. And there were conferences being done where people would give attendees a certificate as their pass and things like that. So when DevOps Institute launched, we launched more as a certification and learning body. So we started with what continues to be our flagship qualification, which is the DevOps Foundation, which is now in its third iteration. It gets updated with point releases when new reports come out and that kind of thing, and then launch certifications alongside that. So that's where it started, but we've always had this ambition to be a membership association. So the model's kind of changing over time, and that we're putting more effort into membership over the coming months. We're going to launch a new membership program around March time, which will have benefits for paying members, professional members, things like the DOCA that we're launching very soon as well, which is the DevOps Capability Assessment. So there is an online version of that called Team DOCA, which is a short 30-statement version of it that's intended to help people self-assess where they are on their DevOps journey and help them identify the next improvement opportunities and work out what experiments to do to get to that next level.
So you guys have a lot going on at the DevOps Institute. You have education that you do. You have, it sounds like, a lot of different pieces. Tell us a little bit, because you have, I know as an ambassador, you have members, you have people that do provide education. Talk to us a little bit about who is in the DevOps Institute and how they, kind of how the industry benefits from this.
Yeah, you're right. There is a number of communities. So there is the REP community, the Registered Education Partner community, which was the community that we first built. Then we've got the Ambassador community, which of course you're part of, and many of the speakers at DevOps Online Summit are also ambassadors as well, I'm pleased to say. We grew almost exponentially in 2020 with nearly 200 ambassadors, as you said earlier, across every continent now, apart from Antarctica, which is kind of understandable because it's mainly penguins and research scientists down there. So I wasn't really expecting to get into that continent. And I always talk about the ambassadors at the moment falling into one of four categories. So they're either people like you and me, so consultants, and could be independent consultants, or they could be consultants that work for very large global consultancy firms. There's lots of vendors in there as well. So we have representation from the likes of CloudBees and Plutora and Red Hat. Then we have ambassadors who work for enterprises. So really modern ones like Uber, and then much more traditional ones like Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of New Zealand. And then we have an emerging category, which is academia. So we're getting an increasing amount of university professors joining the program as well, which is so interesting in terms of that learning path. We have always taught DevOps to a lot of professionals in our industry, particularly in enterprises, but it's great to be kind of looking at the university curriculum and the people that are coming into that workforce as well. So yeah, those communities. So we've got the REP community, the ambassador community, and then we've got our emerging membership community as well, which is broadly speaking individual members and then enterprise members as well. So enterprises, whether they're that kind of the enterprise that does a job that is in technology, or a vendor, is basically what I'm saying. So a vendor could be an enterprise member in our industry, or any other business in the industry could be a member there as well.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys have a real good plan. You kind of are poised for kind of the changes as they come along. Helen, you shared a lot with us today. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, the skill up days that we talked about earlier, they continue. They're starting very soon. We've got lots of great topics on the agenda again, like DevSecOps and value stream management. So just have a look on devopsinstitute.com and events and look at what's going on there. Please check out our skill books as well. Consider becoming a member to getting all this extra benefits. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to your event as well and hearing everything that everyone has to share.
Excellent, Helen. Thanks for coming on. We'll link up to all of that information in the show notes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On behalf of Helen Beal, I am Tom Henriksen for the DevOps Online Summit.